So we're going to look at what's traditionally been a favourite among SpreadX clients, Boohoo. Got half-year results on Wednesday, but not perhaps been quite as good as some of the previous years.
Yeah, it's all sort of been all over the place really. I think at the start of the year it was near 10-month lows, and it was at 9-month highs around May, June time. And now it's sort of settled somewhere between the two at like 185. Back in June, I think it was its first quarter figures. They were on the surface very strong. Revenue was up 53% to £183.6 million. The gross margin was up 100 basis points to 52.5%. You know, the kind of things that at a glance investors would be impressed with. Yeah. However, Boohoo investors aren't your typical investors. They're sort of always looking for more from Boohoo. They've become very used to sort of superlative performances and sort of will pick the slightest thing to get disappointed with. Here it was the flagship Boohoo brand sales only being up 12% compared to, I think, Pretty Little Things, 158% revenue growth. Obviously, that still resulted in 53% rise in first quarter revenue, but Boohoo's investors were sort of picky about where that growth had come from, were slightly disappointed it wasn't with the flagship brand. In terms of its half-year figures on Wednesday, I think investors are just going to be looking for a continuation, or sort of news that they're on track to meet the full-year guidance it announced back in June. I think that should be a 35 to 40% rise in full-year revenue and a 9 to 10% rise in underlying earnings. I think if it can hit those, then I guess Boohoo sort of pedantic investors should, in theory, be happy, but in theory doesn't necessarily always translate to in practice with Boohoo. In terms of what our clients are doing, they're fairly heavily buying under the £2 mark. Like you said at the start, Boohoo is a consistent favourite of SpreadX clients, and with its figures still holding up back in June, despite the sort of the umbrage investors took with them, I think our clients are looking for it to cross the £2 mark, or at least in the aftermath of Wednesday's half-year results.
Okay, thanks, Connor.